Hytale fans, you need to know about this game. This channel has always been about Hytale first, but let's be real, Hytale is on life support. And right now, Simon is the only hope we've got of seeing that dream come back to life. Now yes, we do have another fragment of hope outside of this, as I mentioned in a previous video. Tyron, the same guy working on Vintage Story, is talking about making a new game or even a Hytale style mode within Vintage Story with actual Hytale devs helping carry out that vision forward. And I mean, yeah, that does sound awesome as well, but I'm kind of worried it's going to be like eating Catalina Crunch whenever you really want Cinnamon Toast Crunch. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like, I have a feeling it's just going to try to be too similar, but yet they can't use any of the IPs, so it's just kind of, I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe, maybe it's a huge success and that's the future and that's where we go. And I'm totally open to that. But I feel like right now, the game that gives me the most similar feel to Hytale and that I am also very excited to play is EverWind. EverWind is a game that does have your classic survival and crafting elements, obviously with the blocky style, similar to games like Minecraft, Hytale, Vintage Story, and so on. So you do get that similar feel, that voxel world, but you get to build a ship, a flying boat, and this is your kind of home base. And you have to learn and engineer your steam engines and balloons and all sorts of things to get this thing to fly high enough to reach different levels of islands. And you're able to soar through the skies, find and discover an infinite amount of floating islands, or you can be down on the surface and explore on the surface as well. And you're looking for dungeons that have secrets and these stones that can make your character stronger, and fighting lots of different kinds of enemies and discovering the lore of this world. This game just captures such an awesome sense of adventure. I mean, you go to one island, you could spend tons of time there gathering resources, fighting enemies, exploring the dungeon, and then when you're done, you get on your flying airship and fly to another one and do it again with new things to discover. And I mean, it's just an awesome sense of adventure. And dungeons are not the only thing you can find on these. You can also find villages and traders. And if you're in multiplayer, maybe you find some other player. Now, they did say in the beginning, I believe it's just going to be like 4-player co-op, but they did talk about eventually adding in dedicated servers for the game that have unlimited players, which is crazy. But yeah, this game has, as far as Hytale's concerned, right? This has the crafting, the building elements, and it also has the RPG elements. And to me, and I don't know about you, I might be speaking for myself, but to me that was the big sell on Hytale. It was the cozy survival aspect of Minecraft with the RPG elements of like a Zelda game, right? So it's like I can stay at home, I can feed my chickens, I can build up my cozy house and relax when I want to relax, and then I can hop on a flying ship and go do a dungeon and find cool loot and all this stuff like I'm playing a Zelda game. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds, right? You can chill or you can go have an epic adventure. And I love that. That is exactly the itch that I'm wanting scratched. And if Hytale can't scratch it, this guy can. That was weird. Let's move on from that. But in this game, there is a lot to see. There's a lot to discover, right? There's tameable animals like the capybara. The capybara seem to be kind of a mascot in this game, so definitely expect to be able to tame those. And they did say that there's a myth that one of them talks. I guess we'll just have to find that out ourselves. So in this game, there's two kinds of dungeons. You've got the surface dungeons, where are a lot easier to discover, and I believe they're also a little easier to complete, whereas the ones in the floating islands are a little more hidden. You kind of have to dig and find it within the earth, and they're a little more elaborate and have better loot. I also want to touch on the combat in this game, and my goodness, does this look good. You can tell that they really put a lot of time in how combat feels in this game, which is so important. I feel like in a lot of survival games, the combat is an afterthought, right? They spend a lot of time on the crafting and building and all of that, and then whenever you go to fight something, it's like swing, swing, swish, swish, yay, cool, I killed it, I guess. But in this game, you know, it's a lot more engaging. You've got different attacks with different weapons, right? The one-handed sword allows you to wield a shield for more defense and have more of a balanced playstyle, whereas if you wield a two-handed sword, you know, you have these different kinds of attacks, and you have to manage your stamina when you're fighting. You can block with two-handed weapons, and you can also play with daggers, which have a really high attack speed, and they look awesome. The animations look so good. You've also got bows, of course. The bow gameplay looks great, and magic staves, which is also super dope. So there's a wide variety in weapon types, and there's also a wide variety in gameplay feel. When you swap between weapons, you feel like you changed a weapon. You know, you don't feel like it's the same weapon, same animations, just a little different, right? So the combat in this game just looks phenomenal. And I could definitely see this also being really fun in PvP as well. If you wanted to challenge your buddies, have kind of an arena or tournament kind of situation, you could even build some kind of capture the flag between islands. I think that would be so fun. But enough about the awesome adventure side of things where you're running through dungeons and finding loot and fighting enemies and all this. There's also a cozy side of this game. And if you like games like Stardew Valley, Minecraft, Terraria, any of these games that kind of have that more cozy feeling, you get that too, right? You don't have to sacrifice one for the other. You can have the awesome adventure, but then you can come home and look at these awesome builds. I love how cozy these feel. I love the chicken farms and, you know, the windmill and like all this stuff. It just feels so cozy. I want to snuggle up, man. Give me a capybara and a blanket. I want to get back home from my long adventure and cozy up and just sip on my tea on my island that I choose to make my home and just soak it all in. And I think that is what is so awesome about this game. But yeah, this exact reason is why I was excited about Hytale. Genuinely, the exact same reason. As I wanted a game that blended basically Minecraft and Zelda, right? That's kind of my dream scenario. I love the cozy, like, I want to build my house and decorate it, and I want to have chickens. I keep saying chickens. I like chickens. I like having them, and them being my pets and friends, and also maybe food. But I also love dungeons. I love, love, love dungeons, and especially fantasy-themed dungeons where I could find magic and cool enemies and crystals and all this dope stuff that I can take back with me and use on my next dungeon. And there's also a classic leveling experience in this. I think there's an actual talent tree, and you can go down between either a warrior, which specializes in sword and ranged combat, or you can be an alchemist, I believe is what it's called, and they specialize in magic. So if you want to be a wizard, that's what you would do. You go down that skill tree. There's also even an engineer skill tree, which you can go down, which will help you a lot with engineering the steam engine stuff on your ship and really making that very elaborate and awesome. So you have so much going on here. It's a full-fledged RPG while also being a cozy exploration game. And that is why I wanted Hytale. That was the itch, right? That was the game I wanted. Give me this awesome exploration dungeon game, this fantasy game, but also allow me to stay at home with my chickens and my capybaras, right? And this is why I wanted to bring this to the Hytale community, because I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only person alone in that being the reason why I was excited for Hytale, is that it combines fantasy RPG with cozy Minecraft vibes. And if that is what you're after, guys, we have a great contender. And honestly, I'm tempted to still even play this game even if we do get Hytale. Because this game just looks awesome. And it is planning to come out next year. Anyway, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, lift up Simon as he goes on this journey. Hopefully, he gets our game back and we can dive into Hytale. But if not, EverWind. EverWind. Let me know if you guys are excited about this game and if you think that it is a good game to turn to if we don't get Hytale, because I think it absolutely is. I think it is a very, very dope looking game, and I'm really excited for it. And I just had to tell the Hytale community about it, especially because of the situation we're in. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. God bless you, and I will see you on the next one. Cue the song, baby!
Please don't let